Good morning, guys. It's Friday morning, and I am here in Second Corinthians, still in chapter 11. I'm going to read quite a bit for you this morning. Now, from verse 26, this is Paul giving an account. He says, I have traveled on many long journeys. I have faced danger adrift at sea, from rivers and from robbers. I have faced danger from my own people, the Jews, as well as from the Gentiles. I have faced danger in the cities and in the deserts and on the seas. And I have faced danger from men who claim to be believers but are not. I have worked hard and long, enduring many sleepless nights. I have been hungry and thirsty and have gone without food. I have shivered in the cold without enough clothing to keep me warm. Then, besides all this, I have the daily burden of my concern for all the churches. Who is weak without my feeling that weakness? Who is led astray and I do not burn with anger? Here above, I just what I read is just a little bit of what he has been through. But Paul was given an account of quite a lot of things that he suffered. He used to be persecuting the church, and then when the tables turned and he became a follower of Christ, he got the same persecution all over the place. And as he said, even people who call themselves believers, he suffered at their hands as well. But underlying all of that, when he came down to the end, he says, but besides all of this, I have the daily burden for the churches. Wherever he went and he established churches, he was left with a burden trying to figure out, are they okay? What can I do to ensure that they're all right? In other words, he had a concern beyond his own suffering, beyond his own situation. In spite of all the hardship that he went through from time to time, here he was carrying a burden to see other people liberated, to see other people treated fairly, to ensure that other people were okay. We're in the season of emancipation, and when you look at some of the accounts or read some of the accounts, I remember doing history, Caribbean history, and going through, of course, you cannot do Caribbean history unless you go through what happened in slavery. And the thing about it is that there were all these people so unconcerned, and their only concern was about how much money they can get from enslaving beings that they you can kind of tell these beings are just like us, because if we teach them, then they talk just like us, they walk just like us, they do all the things. But it was another word of disconcern for fellow humanity. And the funny thing is that when we look around today, it is not much different. We have quite a lot of people who are just not concerned about their fellow humanity. Paul carried a burden for his fellow humanity, especially those that name the name of Christ. He's like, who's weak and I don't feel that weakness? Who's led astray, to prison, and I'm not burning with anger, why is it this is happening? Sometimes we're so caught up with our own little world that we forget that there are other people out there that are suffering, and we don't stand up for their cause. We don't say anything. Sometimes we're in a position to do something and we don't do anything. And even if we can't do anything physically, or walk up to somebody and say, hey, this is wrong, there's always prayer, you know. And so across the world, there are some people who are still really pretty much in slavery, and around us there's so many people who are concerned about their own financial gain, that they are very inhumane to others, very inhumane. For those who have businesses, for those who are in positions of authority, I want to implore us to not just become the same, where it's a modern slavery, where we are slaving others and beating up on others and thinking others because of our own financial gain and no concern about our fellow humanity. And for those that we can see and we may not be able to do something about, we can pray, we can ask God to help in this situation. That's what I want to talk to us about today. Remind us not to become so taken up in our own selves that we're not concerned about the people that are around us. We can be concerned. There's stuff we can do, stuff we can say, and above all else, we can pray about what's going on with others, right? So that's my word of encouragement today. And I pray that you have a fabulous Friday. Remember that God loves you. We're going to extend that love to others around us. Have a fabulous day. Remember, I love you too. Be blessed.